Mitunes guest this week is restaurateur, raconteur, dog lover, Scott Filbey. We're sitting on the promenade in Peel. Scott, first of all, what's going on?
I'm good, thank you. Very well. Bit of a change of life at the moment, as probably most of the island and yourself know. And things are going in a different way at the moment with the food shack, hence why we'll be at the Grand Prix again behind the grandstand up there after giving up the restaurant 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about Filbey's maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, but let's talk about you first of all. I want you to tell me now this miraculous, marvellous story of how you went to catering school, you were taught by the greats, and you've come to the Isle of Man to share your talent with everybody else. Is that the truth?
Brilliant, spot on, Chris. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. That was close. I started training obviously in Bournemouth, was where I was born and bred and grew up. And
is it south of England, Bournemouth?
Yeah, south of England, okay, cool. And that's where I was born and bred. Started my training at a young age. I was always involved in bars, restaurants, and then went to catering college. Got all the certificates you need, pieces of paper and stuff, and started working in a big 5-star hotel down there called the Norfolk Royal, where I started off in the concierge department.
So what's the concierge department?
King of suitcases.
Right.
So you unload the cars, park the cars, take them to their room.
Yeah.
It's an interesting job for the first thing. Met a lot of famous people, so coming to Bournemouth, doing concerts and stuff, and the BIC I think was the place to be down there back in the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of the snooker players used to come, football players, and so it was an interesting time.
Yeah. How did you move from the concierge department of taking suitcases out of people's cars and taking a tip as a backhander, thank you very much, and moving into, well, I was going to say cooking, but you'll probably slap me around the face if I say cooking. You'll probably say chefing, wouldn't you?
Chefing,
or
yeah.
Chefing,
a bit chefing. I started again cooking. I had my paperwork, to start in the kitchen, so I went back into the hotel after a while because they were short-staffed, and started again in the hotel. It was very different, a lot of weddings, functions, etc. But I didn't get on very well with the head chef in there after a couple of years. And
does anybody get on very well with head chefs?
Apart from me, I'm quite.
Well, I was going to say, apart from you,
I've never killed anyone yet. And I've thrown a few pans at staff.
Do you know? I see all these programs on telly. You see Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares and all that kind of stuff. Most of that is made for TV. We all know that, and it's embellished in lots of ways. But head chefs have a reputation for being a little bit fiery and a little bit short-tempered.
No, I think it's right. It's just the heat of the moment sometimes when you've got a full board, tickets are full, and various different things are coming in, and you've got to cook maybe 40 different dishes, and you've just got a burner there that cooks 6 dishes, and you've got a couple of staff that are just stupid.
Yeah.
And they can just ignite you like that, and you can just blow up. But don't get me wrong, I've blown up a few times in the past, but I'm no Gordon Ramsay.
So when you were at school, did you always want to be a chef? Did you always want to go into the catering industry, or did you want to be an astronaut or a brain surgeon?
I was always involved in catering from very young. My parents were involved. My dad, he managed pubs and stuff, so I was, from the age of like 4 or 5, I was helping, put the bottles in the fridges and stuff, and doing all the bits and bobs. And again, we used to go to the hotels because they all knew each other back in that day, and you'd know everyone in the hotel. So I suppose it was kind of pumped into me, really, and just the way I was brought up. So
you're in a hotel in Bournemouth. Where does that fit in with the Isle of Man? Is there any history with you in the Isle of Man before that?
No, not really. After I said before, I didn't get on in the kitchen, and the hotel manager didn't really want to lose me after doing the concierge department before, and asked me if I'd be interested in learning everything and being like a trainee sort of manager. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll give that a go. It gets me out of the kitchen. I liked the hotel. It was very, very popular. Yeah. And I started doing that, and a year and a half later, he was offered the opportunity to move over here and open the sleeper hotels, the Claremont and the Chester House, etc. on the front there. And rang, there was about 4 or 5 of us from the hotel in Bournemouth. He said, would you be interested? Come and see how it goes. And a bunch of us moved over.
Anybody in Peel who knows Scott will see Scott and his wife with dogs, generally black Labradors. Talk to me about your first music choice and tell me why you've chosen it.
I wanted to go for, I didn't want to choose just songs that I liked, so I wanted to kind of cover, all sort of don't know, types really, I suppose. So the first one I thought, what with everything I've sort of done in my life and, you know, challenges that are thrown at us and that, I'm in trouble, I ring my wife and she's always there. So no matter how high the mountain is,
Well,
we can always kind of reach the top.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough. What a great song. I thought you were going to say The Cars, Who's Going to Drive Me Home Tonight.
That one, I like this one in the morning as well. When I'm making the coffee, bang it on, blare it out, and it just gives you that little buzz before you get off to work.
Okay, Ain't No Mountain High Enough it is.